For brands, that causes a different problem, which is this problem of repeat. So we're solving a replenishment problem for consumers, and by proxy, solving a repeat problem for brands.
Welcome everyone to UpTech Report. UpTech Report is sponsored by TerraLeap. Learn how to leverage the power of video at terraleap.io. Today, I'm very excited to be joined by my guest, Kim Stiefel, who's based in Los Angeles. She's the CEO and co-founder of Repeat, which is getrepeat.io. Now, welcome. It's good to have you on, Kim.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah. So your product is a smart replenishment platform for consumer products goods. So anyone out there, if you're involved with a CPG brand and are trying to turn one-time buyers into repeat customers, then this might be a platform you want to check out. Now, on your site, Kim, you state, combining rich customer profiles with powerful automations to deliver a delightful replenishment experience every time. Great marketing piece right there. What problem, tell me, did you initially see and set out to solve?
So again, just to repeat, no pun intended, or maybe pun intended. So we enable CPG brands, so brands that sell replenishable or consumable products like toothpaste, vitamins, toilet paper, etc., to turn their one-time non-subscription buyers, all right, that's kind of key, into repeat customers.
This company about 2-3 years ago, you started, right?
We've had an interesting journey. Yeah. You've
been in this space for a long time, right? In replenishment, like your previous ventures, right?
Yeah.
This is not new to you, but it is a new angle that you've gone on, right? That you're solving from a different perspective.
Yeah, I mean, it does get into the journey, right? It is a new angle because, and I guess I won't talk about this too much right now, but my co-founder and I started a subscription product business, and so that's how we uncovered the problem. And when we looked for a solution to the problem, there really wasn't one. And so by nature of that, we built something for our own brand that worked, and then brought it to the market, to serve other brands. So I think just by nature of that, we're doing it a little bit differently than other folks.
Well, I'm excited. We'll dig into that more in a second. But the technology itself, what can you share of how is it different then from anything else out there?
So essentially the way the product works is when a brand signs up for repeat, we look at their historical order data, or the system looks at their historical order data and strips out any subscription data, any wholesale data. And really what we're looking for is to understand the interval or average time between purchases down to a SKU level. And then we leverage that logic to determine when to send replenishment notifications to consumers. So the big difference there is, one, we're analyzing single purchase SKU data to learn about individual and household replenishment cadence for various everyday essential products. So that's one major differentiator. The other piece of this is that we're giving the agency back to the consumer by prompting them when they might be ready, but not necessarily like auto delivering or auto shipping or auto charging their credit card, right? We're saying, hey, we think you might be ready. Are you ready? If they're not, they can snooze, and the system will remind them again, but it's giving them the agency back.
Making it simpler for them to say, yeah, actually I do, and click on it, but it doesn't force them into a contract of having to sign up for anything.
Exactly.
Now this model, how does it, a use case, give me an example of an everyday, is it effectively an API connection, just hooks in and then just does it? Or is it another dashboard that a company would use and utilize? Tell me, how does it integrate work?
Yeah, it's a good question, because so we have an app, Shopify app. So if you're a Shopify brand, we essentially connect our app to your Shopify store, and then pull in the order data through the Shopify API. So that's on the kind of on the logic side of things. But because we're essentially a B2B2C platform, right? So the brand licenses our platform, but like we're building technology that touches the consumer. So there's no real like dashboard per se, but what happens is if you go to a website of a customer of ours, like Youth to the People or Bloom or Osea or Fat Snacks, right? These are brands on our platform. If you go to their website and you buy products directly from these brands and you check out, but you don't subscribe, you'll be prompted with an opportunity to opt into smart replenishment, which is powered by Repeat. And then again, going back to what I mentioned earlier, we'll leverage the logic or the learnings from the historical order data to prompt you when we think you might be ready. And then if you are ready, you click through and you're taken through a very low friction, really much more delightful reordering experience. And we power that all the way through, right up until the point that you get into the actual transaction itself, and then Shopify takes that. So there's no real dashboard, but we're powering that consumer journey. And like on the brand side, they can log in and see like different stats about how the product, how repeat is performing, whether it's like opt-in rate or number of opt-ins, notifications sent, repeat revenue, et cetera.
What's your business model, and how does it work if someone wants to say, I want to sign up for this? Is it a per transaction, a monthly SaaS subscription?
Yeah, it's a monthly SaaS fee, plus we charge a variable based on like opt-in list size, but it's a pretty straightforward monthly SaaS fee. We don't take a cut of revenue. We don't want to get into that. Brands have enough to deal with in terms of various companies taking a piece of their revenue. So
for someone that's involved in this role of a CPG brand, they're trying to get more repeat customers and doing things. If you could give a word of wisdom to their role, even apart from your own product, just a word of wisdom of what they have to do, what would you share?
For the brands on our platform, focus on retention early. I like so many brands go into this thinking about acquisition, not thinking about the cost of retention, and it costs more to acquire a new customer than to retain a current one. And so when you're kind of early on in your journey as a brand, think about retention and focus on retention like from day one. That would be my biggest kind of piece, whether it's with us or someone else, it doesn't really matter. Really, it's just retention is everything. And especially in the CPG industry, it's a replenishment business by nature. So it's a repeat business by nature. So if your customers aren't repetitively purchasing your products and using your products, then you don't have a business.
And this concept is only going to increase. If people just want to be able to make it easier and just purchase things online, people aren't going to want to go to stores because of today's environment. So the trend for buying more and more online is only going to increase. What feature are you most excited about right now that is just released or coming up that you can talk about?
Well, that's interesting. Subscription, actually. So we got into this because we felt like subscription was the only option to achieve repeat. And the subscription software that's available today is, the problem is that it's fixed and time-based, right? Like fixed at certain intervals, 30, 60, 90 days. And it's really rigid. And that's the problem, right? And so we are working on building the first, what we're calling this sort of like dynamic, flexible subscription software. And the reason that we're able to do that is because we do focus on analyzing single purchase SKUs, which helps us understand, or single purchase behavior, which helps us understand actual replenishment cadence, and we'll leverage that intelligence to bring a more personalized, dynamic, flexible subscription software to market. And so we're working on that right now, and I'm very excited about it.
What can you share then of your just future vision of where you guys are headed and what you're effectively working to build with?
We want to fix subscription. It's broken. It's completely broken. It works for services, right? It makes our life better, like Spotify, Netflix. But when it comes to products, it doesn't work. And there's really like two major problems. I think if we start on the consumer side of things, when we are in shop mode, we're on a journey. When we are in buy mode, we're on a mission. And when it comes to the everyday essentials, it's buy mode, right? Like you find the products you like, you just need to get it again. The least amount of friction wins, which is why subscription was supposed to work, but it doesn't because it's fixed and rigid and time-based, as I mentioned earlier. So I think like solving that problem for consumers is a huge opportunity, because if you've solved the replenishment problem, by proxy, again, it solves the repeat problem for brands. And CPG it's a $600-700 billion industry in the US alone. It's massive, and it's a repeat business, again, by nature. And so, that's where we're going. That's the vision. That's what I'm most excited about, is actually fixing that.
Fixing subscription and CPG. The need is there. The size of the market definitely bears needing help from multiple perspectives. So I'm excited to see where you guys go next. For those that want to learn more, definitely go check it out. You go to getrepeat.io and you can book a demo. Thank you so much, Kim, for sharing what you guys are doing right now. Stick around though for part 2 of our discussion, where we're going to hear more about the journey that she's been on the last couple of years and the insights that she can share. So we'll see you guys next time.
Have you seen a company using AI, machine learning, or other technology to transform the way we live, work, and do business? Go to uptechreport.com and let us know.